Dating after death. If you had to, people at home. If you had to make a choice, your significant other passes away.
You want me to be happy?
You have to date one of these people.
You have to.
Have to. Their best friend or their worst enemy. This episode of the Devinwade Show is brought to you by Ace the Engineer, the only other audio engineer I trust to mix the Devinwade Show. If you want your stuff to sound professional, make sure to hit up Ace the Engineer, unless he's with like Beyonce or Patti LaBelle or some shit like that at the moment. Follow Ace the Engineer on IG at Ace the Engineer.
Dev Nasty.
What up? Welcome to an all-new episode of the Devinwade Show. I am your host, Dev Nasty, a.k.a. Dangerous Dev Nasty, a.k.a. Choke Your Mama Out, a.k.a. Choke Your Pop Out, and of course, to the left of me.
You already know it's your girl Walesca D in the building. I'm not looking like Dr. Seuss today, but I'm definitely looking for myself today. Today,
all black
this
like
week
the Omen.
on the Devinwade Show, I'm actually wearing merch today. I love, if you know one thing about me, I love merch stuff from any concert, like t-shirts, hoodies, and this is the Jessie Reyes.
Who that?
She's actually this artist from Toronto. She's Colombian. You never heard? Actually, shout out to Chalk. Chalk, he actually went to the concert.
Oh, word?
You didn't know that?
No, I don't know
Chalk
who that
is like
is.
one of your good friends.
But I don't know every concert that nigga go to.
But how do you not know like the people that the music that he like? Like that's your boy.
I mean,
like,
we
what
listen
type of
to
relationship y'all
rap.
got?
I don't know him about no Jessie Reyes. Who is that?
That's crazy.
I'm not saying this person's not a superstar. I don't know. If I ask my mom who Bad Bunny is, she'd be like, I don't know who the fuck that is.
She might know. She might. Ask your mom. If you called your mom right now, I wish we were able to do that.
Nah,
And she picked
my
up.
mom probably wouldn't know. My
She
mom don't
probably
know who none of
would.
them niggas is.
Anyway,
Yeah.
it's your girl Walesca D, always representing here at the Devinwade Show. And to the next
of you.
To the next person.
to the left of me, that's brr and making all the sound effects.
Yeah.
Mr. Distributor.
You know,
Mr.
yeah,
Pyrex
you better get some of this merch. That's the motherfucking next merch you better have is this distributor shit on. If I don't see you with this shit on, I'm gonna get you fucking robbed.
We still waiting for the condom with the face on it.
Yeah, I'm getting aggressive this year. 2023 coming. We tired of being humble. We tired
when
of
people start asking for the merch and you don't want to give it to them, and they even
But you
wanting
know
to
you
pay.
can get it. You can get it
I've
without
asked numerous
money.
of times.
You can get it
But
without
I
fucking
asked
money.
numerous of times,
All
and
right,
I still
well, get-
have not
pause.
received
Get aggressive.
anything distributor.
I ain't gonna lie, I got two of the same hoodies and a t-shirt.
That's
Listen.
crazy.
She not aggressive. This is my dog. She supposed to be distributor draws, nigga.
Shit, that's me. I came in the other day, I had my hoodie on. I was representing.
but I also understand that she's a busy person. Like me, she's a busy person. She got a lot going on. Listen, it's your fucking boy, man. It's your boy, Pistol Pack and Porter. That's the best double P of all my double Ps. It's really a triple, nigga.
Yeah, I was about to say that is a triple.
Well, it's all good. It's a triple, but it's still boiled down to a double. Because for real, for a long time in my life, I ain't gonna hold you. I came up in the trenches where for a long time in my life, I learned that people thought they had the upper hand in the hood when they thought the last guns that was made was theirs.
Oh, okay.
So we started equipping ourselves with our own. You know, and don't get me wrong, I never want to glorify no negative shit. I ain't on no negative shit. I've always just tried to like keep me good. I always been a good, solid individual. But Pistol Pack and Porter, man, like listen, yeah, pressure.
Pressure bust pipe.
Yeah, we gonna protect the family. That's a fact.
Oh.
I know every real man out there can respect that and can like relate to that. We gonna protect the family. We gonna protect ourselves. We don't wait for nobody to do that for us.
Porter turned up today. Listen, and of course we got the Nasty Girls in the building to the left of me.
But if you gonna be distributor, all of that, can I be Corporation Sin?
Why not?
Okay, welcome to the corporation. Your girl's name is Sin City.
A whole
Yo,
business.
you got the headphones matching with the double
You
body
see?
suit. You know what I mean?
You're not the only one doubled up, okay?
Right.
I got the black on red because you already see what we got going on. You can't see the shoes. I'm about to pull a Wally. I always get compliments on these Jones with the little bling bling. You see it?
With the little bling.
Does she say Jones like I say Jones?
Yeah, and to the back of me
Like
at the
a whole
bar.
empire.
The mixed mud with the big.
What's up, guys? This is your favorite lot of Monica.
Monica.
My
Devinwade Show.
Corny as hell. Yo. All right, listen, y'all. We're gonna get right into it.
Yesterday.
We're gonna really get into this, man.
But you here today.
And this one, yeah, Dr. Seuss, Mr. Dr. Seuss, she took clowning my sweater and shit. But listen, y'all, dating after death. If you had to, people at home, if you had to make a choice, your significant other passes away.
You want me to be happy?
You have to date one of these people.
You have to.
Have to. Their best friend or their worst enemy.
Their best friend.
Oh, she got a fast answer.
Yeah, we need elaboration with the fans. We always need elaboration with the fans.
Because I think deep down in his heart, he would rather me, if he chose, he would rather me be with the best friend.
He gonna be like, that
Because
bitch switched up on me.
He gonna be in his grave like, damn, man. She knew that nigga didn't fuck with me. She still went and go fuck with him. That's wild. I would be rolling in my grave if my ex dated some chick I didn't bang with. I would feel away.
Hold on. What about you?
I'm gonna have to agree because birds of a feather flock together. So if I was married a homeboy, then you must not be that bad of a guy. Like, I'd rather go with the good guy than the enemy. I'm just saying.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
And
if I had to choose nobody at all, babe, because there ain't nobody else in the world for me.
I know, but we gotta choose. We gotta choose.
No, this is what we gotta choose.
I'm gonna pull a Deb, babe. Ain't nobody else in the world for me. I ain't going for your best friend. I ain't going for your enemy.
what about you?
Oh, shit.
You look like you'll pick the enemy type of guy.
Nah, for real.
For fake.
I will choose the enemy. You might as well go ahead. You might as well go ahead and stay on that side. And it's unfortunate because the only reason I say that, I'm gonna tell you why I say that, right?
Okay.
Because Dev gave one scenario where it's like dealing with a death, right? But when I kind of like think about it, I think about the other scenarios on how you could be presented with this same choice.
But we ain't get there yet,
No.
Porter.
All right, but
This nigga just
Wait,
jumped.
can I add something else, though?
It's just I'll be universal. Even in death, though, even in death, right? She died, my main lady died. I'm going to deal with somebody who she wasn't around, who she didn't know, who she didn't have no relationship with. And don't get me wrong.
You have a relationship with an enemy?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. But a lot of times, I mean, you're right.
It's
It's possible. But a lot of times, your enemy be just somebody who you never fucked with.
no,
Hold on. But I'm gonna tell you.
not necessarily.
Hold on. But I'm gonna tell you this. Most women, their enemies is always based off of a prior nigga. So
Or
what most
prior friendship.
But or it could be, but usually it's based off of like the real reasons women break up with each other as friends be over niggas. So most likely that nigga that girl took from her in 7th grade and they still beefing to this day.
Right.
That girl that it might not be as bad as 7th grade or 5th grade, y'all, but there was a dude in the past. So then y'all, when she died, you let that enemy take another one from her?
That's
I
what
feel
I'm
like
saying.
their beef died with.
You're so.
But it's like, would you rather me trauma bond and have a connection with your friend, or would you rather me go with somebody and sneak diss you?
She said sneak dicks.
Sneak
Sneak
diss you while you in your grave? Like, I'm not. That means I'm turning into the
Why does
enemy.
their beef have anything to do with us?
Hold on.
turning into
So
the
let's
enemy.
go. Monica Mulatto, what are you going with?
Toxic shit.
You already know.
Hold on, what you going with?
She
Say it.
She said, "Put the enemy in me." She puts the me in enemy.
Come on, Monica.
None of them.
You gotta
No, you
pick
gotta
one.
pick
That's not how
one.
it works.
Yeah, you all quiet.
You, don't
You
wanna
ain't
play
a
the game.
fucking savage when you want to be. Just
Yeah.
pick.
Play the game.
I don't know.
Monica.
I want to hear more.
No,
It's an enemy and
Everybody
a best
pick one.
friend. Monica, you gotta choose one. It's only 2 left. Your nigga just died. It's over. His best friend and his enemy is
Y'all
left.
gonna be the
And
new
you-
enemy.
I ain't saying you gotta fuck him the next day, like after the funeral.
Y'all-
But it should be within a
just
week.
asking,
But it
who
should
you
be
gonna
within a week.
It depends.
Because there are only 2 left.
Why are they enemies?
We don't know.
It don't matter. He
Hold on. I think Monica asked
a valid question.
Very fair question.
He the op.
It's a very fair question. I believe that people throw around the word op
Can you
a
talk
little
to
too.
the op for me, baby?
Yo, stop. Drake,
what
come
he's
on.
saying.
I know.
In the green. Can you talk to the op for me, baby? Can you do something for me?
No, but that's a good question because what if the beef ain't that deep?
Yeah.
What if sometimes it's over something very, 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 very fucking stupid?
Yeah.
They're not
Like
friends.
what?
That person might be a op based off of somebody else's relationship. Like, well,
Right.
my homegirl don't like her, so I don't like the bitch either. But y'all
But
didn't
that's
have.
different, yeah.
But the thing is that
Yeah,
root,
but he's still an op to my man.
but what I'm saying is the root of that turns into problems for other people. You feel what I'm saying? So, for example, you don't fuck with that person because your people don't fuck with them. So now when y'all run into each other, y'all have had weird moments or got into a fight, but really it had nothing to do with
you.
y'all.
Yep.
So,
Real shit.
and that's why I think Monica's question is actually pretty fucking valid. Now, let's say that person really did wrong them at one point. Just for sake of argument, they did do some foul shit to them. They stole from them. They disrespected them.
They robbed them.
They fucked with their last boyfriend. Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You know what you mean,
Whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, because I'm
I
trying
feel
to
like
think
at
of
that
who it's
point,
for.
it's like, were they sorry? Like, were they apologetic? Like,
What about,
sincerely
all
apologetic?
those
And my
things-
man was just like,
All right, let's say they was apologetic.
What about they were?
Then I feel like there's a chance that I would go with the op.
Okay. All right,
knew it.
going with
Over
that.
the best friend?
Listen,
Because people
I
make
don't-
mistakes.
I don't want to like contradict myself, right? Because I definitely feel like, I don't know, like I would probably just date the person that she didn't know, right? In my choice. But then at the same time, I remember like previous episodes in the past where we've talked about similar shit where I actually kind of like understood or talked about understanding a
friend.
situation like this
Yeah.
and a friend who
Yeah.
she knows and who she
But we're
knows.
still talking about for you.
Well,
It don't matter
Porta,
whether
what if it was
Right,
reversed?
right.
Like, what if you died? Would you want her to go with your best friend or with the person you don't like?
That's why I said what I said.
Same.
To be honest,
I feel like it'd be different.
That's why I said I would pick. I'd rather you date my best friend.
damn. It's crazy because when I think about my past discussions, I'd be like, yeah, I would want him to be with my friend. But then when I think about like just today in the mind state that I'm in here with, like right at the moment, I don't know, I kind of like feel like maybe like somebody, because let's say if we are like, we talking about death, let's say it is a miraculous place after death where you get to watch down and whatever, right? I would probably rather see her with like the enemy, the nigga I didn't fuck with, than see her
You
with
find
like
it
I
disrespectful.
feel like that would boil my blood if I was in like.
Well, I feel like my
Because
homie.
I'd rather the two people I love the most have a good life than me look down and be like.
It'll be a guy that put you in jail. The reason you went to jail, she's with
You
him.
want to see her walking around
She's
like.
with him.
"Do-do-do-do-do."
I mean, if
But
depends
this
how
the
he put
thing.
me in
He
jail.
took-
'cause
This
if
is
he a
the
rat,
thing.
I don't.
We're using this because this is such a good question because both answers you feel terrible. You don't want to do either one. But if I had to pick, I had to listen to everybody because for real,
You can do that before.
I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, I got to do that because I get to sit here.
And that's why I pulled the Dev.
So this is the thing. You asked a good question. A second good question is what would I rather? If it's me and I'm dead and I gotta look afterwards and shit like that, I'm gonna need you the best with my best friend. I'm gonna need you, but reverse. I can't date the best friend. If I had to pick out of these two terrible scenarios,
Yeah.
I'm going with the enemy.
But what would she want?
And I don't know. I have no idea because really it would be neither. I don't know.
Well, if she had to pick.
I mean, I can't speak for her to say
I mean,
what she
listen.
wouldn't know my
But, like-
answer.
Hold on, listen. But
I
when we
guess.
like, let's look at the outside looking in, right? Because this is a thing we always talk about. Well, that's from the outside looking in, right? It's a saying. Let's look at from the outside looking in, and I want your honest opinion. What would look worse?
This
Because
what-
we dealing with this in like reality, right?
Meaning, like, who will be judged? The
right
worst?
after they watched you be with a nigga, his friend was around the whole time you was with the nigga.
100%.
The enemy is never around.
No.
Correct.
He did some foul shit.
And everybody knows that he did some foul shit.
He got history with the nigga. Some people do know that he do got history with the nigga, but it's just they was never friends.
It's nowhere
though.
near the same, Porter. So that's my reason for my answer. The reason for my answer is I believe more troubles come with now I'm still in the same family, same circle, everything, just with a swapped out partner.
But if my better half couldn't trust this man, why should I trust this man and continue to be
No, because I'm gonna tell you why.
That's a good point.
No, I'm gonna tell you why. Man, my better half don't got all the answers. My better hand, that's just the truth. That part don't even matter. They don't have all the best.
It doesn't necessarily mean that they have all the answers, but they read some type of thing that wasn't
They
good
ain't
with
been
the
a
kid.
good.
He knows about him.
Yeah,
He
but
know about
that
him.
same person might not like your mom, might not like your cousin.
But now you're creating specific scenarios.
No, what I'm telling you is that nobody besides me can be a what do you call it? A judge of character for me. I don't give a fuck if it's my mama. If she said that boy Porta Rich, don't trust him, I don't fuck with him. That's not going to make me not fuck with Porta Rich. I'm going to tell my mom, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. That's fine, mom. Cool. You don't fuck with him. That's my man.
Right.
I can't be. I
Can't go with other people's judgments.
I don't. I don't.
But what about if you?
But if
I'm like, this is a man I was married to that is now dead. Like,
So
I'm gonna
wait,
You know how many-
hold on. Maybe let's put it in this perspective, right? That you seen the wrongdoing, like you felt the same way they felt about this person.
Because all right, so
I'm putting it in perspective.
But if you put it in that perspective, you just said that I'm basically going to go after my worst enemy because I'm already in it. They my worst enemy at this point now, so that's adding a different layer because I'm watching these wrongdoings. You understand what I'm saying?
He's saying it's only his significant other's op, not your op.
Exactly. So that kind of changes the whole thing.
But you're
And
not
I'm
gonna be-
saying,
you're not gonna be
But
with
what
your
if I
op.
did observe all these bad wrongdoings from his op while I'm with him? That's not gonna make me want to go be with your op.
that's what I just said. That's
No,
what I'm
but
saying because if what I'm saying is while you with the person and that person doing those things and you seeing that's your op. Your op is not. If Andrew had beef with a nigga 10 years ago, that before he ever met you, that's not really your op. That's
Well,
really.
that-
But if the beef continues
So-
while I'm with him and I'm still seeing
But the
it, then
truth-
now it kind of transcends.
The truth is,
in a way.
where does your woman have a op? Most likely, if you've been with her for 10 years, that shit was always before you.
Listen,
No, I mean, let's focus. I'm trying
I'm
to
thinking
focus
about
on.
I'm thinking about real life for me, right? Because I always try to like go to real life and compare real life, and I'm thinking about people who I've had real street situations with. Things got to a real level, right? People got hurt, right? And I think about me having a special someone. I think about my friends, special friends that I had around me that knew my special someone. They was around. They was around while we was around, and they was like a fan of this or whatever. And I know my real people who I've had real issues with. We don't talk. We don't shake hands. We don't do any of that on a respectfully, right? It's no drama still. It's no nothing, right? We just keep it at a certain place because it hit a certain place, right? And me personally, I would rather see my John that I was in love with, if something happens to me, deal with someone like that and go ahead. If that's what you choose,
It was someone like what, your op?
versus one of my better friends, one of my best friends who was around. And don't get me wrong, I know my best friend, right? And let's say if my best friend, because it ain't even all the time just because he was your friend, he's a perfect candidate for her. He could have been a friend that had a whole bunch of issues too.
Of course.
But still just was close to you because y'all came up
That's
together.
my point of when we talked about the reference thing, like when Sin said, like birds of a feather flock together. I got some shitty homeboys. I don't know what you're talking about. I got some friends that we are not the same kind of people.
Correct.
But
But like
that's
for y'all
my
to be-
fucking man.
Correct.
I guess.
But even when he do fucked up shit, I almost put him in a category of he do fucked up shit sometimes. But he kind of got grandfathered in or something. That's my man. You know he do the bullshit. And when he do bullshit, sometimes other people got to come to me.
Well, I know Andrew's best friend, so I'm coming from a place of I know who Andrew's best friend is. So like,
but that's kind of like, it's crazy that you say that.
No, Andrew's best friends. That's why I said birds of a feather. I think they're both great guys, but I have my guy. You know what I mean? But they're very.
It's crazy that you say that, right? Because I feel like a lot of women would go off
like
that.
Andrew's best friend is my daughter's godfather.
Listen,
like,
I was about to get at that real quick. I got to lose this. That's what I'm saying. So now you end up in a situation where your daughter's growing up with this dude as her dad. He go with my mom, but it's Uncle John. Ain't Uncle John, or does he become dad? These are the other parts of the elements that I said.
Because if his brother was his best friend?
Because no, you call usually the godfathers and shit like that are looked at as an uncle.
The godfather.
You know, that's usually your uncle. That's Uncle so-and-so, even though it's like, yo, they're not brothers, but like that's what they call them. Shit, exactly.
Hold on, but wasn't you going, I don't know if you was going to get to this or you was going to get to this, but you were saying something in regards to like, what will be one of us cut each other off.
No. I'm getting to that because I'm still not. What I'm explaining is that in the death part, if we talking about it, because there's great arguments for each side because there's no way you could be right in this argument. This argument is literally impossible to be right. You can only pick these two things. I think that living in the situation, like literally living in it, would be harder for me.
Right. Yeah.
Like I'm there. I'm still around all the people, the same crew. My girl is swapped out with her best friend. It's just awkward people saying stuff about her best friend.
You know, people are gonna talk.
Like I'm talking about they saying the
anyway.
craziest shit. Like they always was fucking with each other, or they always liked each other. She was scheming on him. He been looking at all of that shit. Where like Porter talk about sometimes with the enemy, they're so everybody don't even know about that. So you kind of go on to a new situation and. That's what it is, and you build from there.
But you get the viewpoint of the people saying, "Oh, she the one that probably got hit. You know, she the one that probably was feeling the same way about him."
Or she kept them at a distance. They could have been really close together, but she got between their friendship.
Way less. More people, I would guarantee, know who your friends are than know who your enemies are.
But what I'm saying is like now we're categorizing or making this situation very particular, specific. Where in the beginning it was just like. This or that. If you only had two people in the world left, and these two men,
I didn't say two people in the world left.
Yeah, because we don't have any other
options.
options.
We don't have no other options.
No, we didn't say there's nobody in the world left.
No, but you said you only had two options.
You only have two options.
Right.
I never mentioned an apocalypse. This is a fake thing, like where there's only two.
But you
two choices. Because if we would have said none, you would have been like, no, you have to pick one or the other.
That wasn't for the. Sorry if it was saying that other humans didn't exist. It was that you, for whatever reason in this fictitious tale, could only be with these two people. The whole world's full of people.
Right.
The whole family's there. Your uncle's still alive. Your brother, everybody's there. The difference is when you're in that situation, would you want it to be the worst enemy or the best friend? And I'm saying that it changes for me. For me, I want my girl to be with my best friend if I'm dead.
And the reason,
but the opposite, if I'm alive.
And the reason why that makes sense to make the scenario like that is because if nobody's around to judge, then that's going to change how you decide.
That also does.
It's going to change what you decide.
What about if, remember we were choosing if one person, like we were saying that maybe the best friend may not be good for her or the op might be better, whatever. What if both of them are equally great for this person, right? Would your decision change?
No, because if they're equal, regardless. I'm going with the one that's further away from the whole situation, and that's the enemy. The enemy is an outsider.
And even though a person don't be here, right? When a person go, right? And it's just my thing. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against you dating, I guess, the friend, right? Because I get it. You've been around him, you know him, whatever. But at the same time, like Dev said, you don't know the friend like he know the friend. He might know some real shit that you never got wind of.
Because we don't share that stuff about our homies.
No, and I don't know nothing about you, so you done passed, and now I'm hearing all your shit.
Yeah, it's all good.
And
You
then
st-
now
you
I'm
still
angry.
here.
And now I'm angry with you.
Oh, so you want to fuck my man's now?
Right.
No.
You're never angry.
No,
You're still here.
No, Porter was.
you mad.
Now Porter was going somewhere with something, and that was if the person didn't die just after y'all break up. But the thing is, I feel like with that, breakups are usually based on something, so that would make it
If
more.
it was a breakup, I
it,
feel like I would choose the enemy because I feel like going to the
what I'm
best friend
saying.
after a breakup, he's gonna be like you just said, oh, you want my man's? Like
even if it was a cordial
gonna talk
breakup,
Yeah.
regardless.
even if it was a cordial breakup,
I can't even be with your best friend flaunting it in front of your
They're
face
gonna
because I know
talk
y'all are still
regardless.
best friends and I'm gonna be around.
What if a nigga told you? What if
Hold
a
on,
nigga?
what does Monica got going on back here? You were going to talk to who regardless? What did you?
I said they're gonna talk regardless. People are gonna talk regardless, whether I go with your best friend or go with your op. They're
Right,
gonna
but
talk
what
equally.
was, but the whole thing is, which
Equally.
one would you rather them have on their lips? What story? What story would you rather them have on their lips? That's what you.
What
Can't
them-
even
what them
fucking
lips
pick.
like?
The friend. The friend.
Yo, tell us what them lips like.
So they gonna say
Glossy.
they might say
Glossy.
like it's like they ran a delayed train on you.
Stop it.
Wow.
If he's still alive,
best
Wow. Like the trains in the hood, they used to move real slow.
I'm saying that could be their
I
take.
cannot.
Who's your best friend?
I got a lot. It's
That's
hard.
what I'm saying. But like, who would you want your girl to be with? Who's your best friend?
No, I don't want her to be with none of them.
I already know. Listen, Dev answer is the enemy. Dev answer is the
no,
enemy.
I
his is the
told
best
you my
friend. That's why I
my
wanted to
answer
hear.
is the best friend
That's
was
why I
one of my
wanted to hear
friends.
who his best
My
friend
answer,
was.
I definitely don't.
Okay, so
want-
which one's
Nah,
the
but
best
what,
friend?
why can't you give us a name?
Hold on. What about if you was alive though and y'all broke up and she had to choose and it was just them two? What would you rather see?
That's a crazy one because now that's going to cause a problem with me and my peoples.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to ask, but I'll be ready to be like,
Still,
And if you'll
still,
end it cordially?
still, I have to. One of the homies is sacrificed to the joint, I guess. Yeah,
What do you mean? Wait,
Sacrificial.
wait. Wait,
not
you want her to
only
go
is-
with who?
one of my homies. Then,
who's the
alive?
best?
and they go, and they go, yeah, before my enemy. And after that, and what's going to happen too? And after that, what's going to happen is they're going to get disbarred from the whole squad.
Hey,
they're
Dev,
going to be
hold on,
fucking
hold on.
living on an
Hold
island
on.
by they
All
fucking.
right, well,
self.
Wait,
before you
their
get-
beef is not.
No, I'm
is
just
not-
telling you, my
No,
friend.
he
I'm
said
telling
his best friend.
my friends. I got a whole
Hold
bunch of
on.
best friends. That's why I got a whole bunch of.
So
Nobody
you want
sta-
your girl to be with all of your
listen,
best friends?
Nobody in the crew is standing for something like that.
Dev,
If you
what-
want your girl to be with all of your best friends, she gonna be like Hugh Hefner, and they gonna be like her bunny.
Dev, hold on, hold
Because
on,
you can't
hold
choose.
on.
Because
I
he
wanna know-
needs to choose one.
I want to know
He said
something.
all of
I
them.
want to know something from my man.
All right.
What are the like? Who's the best friend? What
That's what I'm
qualities
trying to
does he have to have
He said all
for
of
him
them.
to be like? What are you looking
To be
for?
able to-
choose him.
I want
What are
a
you looking?
name.
Because we already know what you not
You
going
said
like.
you got
put,
some fucked
we
up
already-
friends.
we
So
already-
I want to know what friend you're picking.
So what I'm saying is,
I want
I'd
a
rather
name.
listen. So what I'm saying is,
Especially when
no.
Especially hold on. Especially when you say you choosing a friend over the enemy.
Yeah.
Because we already know what the enemy brings. You don't like him at
Yeah.
all.
So what I'm saying is, what makes this even broader and crazier is, from best friend, because people argue with me over who my best friend is.
Oh God, yeah.
Like, no, people do that. They be like, nah, I
I'm
see
their
you with
best
Daytona
friend.
all the time. No, I see you with Choc all the time. Oh, it's White Mike. Oh, it's Pop. Oh, it's fucking Stan. Oh, it's Don Michael Jr. Obviously, oh, it's Omi in the Hellcat. As people always argue, you do it with Porter. It's Porter. Y'all the niggas the ones.
So wait,
so
so
what
who
I'm
would
saying
you
is,
pick?
so what I'm saying, no,
That's
so
what I wanted to
no, you
name.
can't do
He
that.
said-
Yes, you can.
No, because
Yes, you can.
I don't
Porter
know
Rich,
who my best friend is.
congratulations.
I don't know who my best
Listen,
friend is.
If you had to pick, all right.
You might want to
If
figure
you
Like if I had to
Pick.
pick Porter Rich or I had to pick my enemy, I'm picking Porter Rich. If I had to, listen,
let's
I'm
pick
doing it.
Porter, he picked you because he's looking right at you. You know that,
I'm
right?
saying if I had to pick Porter Rich or my worst enemy,
I
I'm picking
think
Porter Rich.
I honestly think when it comes to this, listen, hold on. We
like,
ain't even
I'm
hold on,
glad
hold on, hold on,
He took
hold
the
on,
easy
hold on,
way.
hold on. We ain't even think about this. Hold on, hold on. Because I know with me and Deb, right? Me and Deb are great friends, right?
All I gotta say
Hold
is, Richie showed me a video of some man holding up another friend, helping a friend out.
Hold on. Listen, I want to say this, right? Because I know Dad, right? Me and Dad, beautiful relationship, right? Beautiful friendship.
Yeah.
But I know if I had to guess, hold on.
You
I
weren't saying that you're not his best
hold
friend.
on, y'all. I know if I had to guess, right? I would feel like on a top 10 best friends list of Dev, I would hope I'm somewhere in like 7 or 8, 9. So I just hold on, let me finish this. So I just feel like if he's saying, like, all right, when it comes to best friends, I would choose Porter. It's like I feel like and I'm not just saying him. I'm saying any nigga.
He just
any
got
nigga.
from 7 to 1.
Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish this. Any nigga that had to choose between a friend and an enemy might say, yeah, I'm gonna choose the friend, but I'm choosing the nigga that we was just alright. We wasn't like he ain't the top best friend.
If you had to pick out of Chop.
What I'm saying is it could be any of them.
I don't give a damn. You're gonna
Go
answer
ahead,
this question.
go ahead,
If you had to pick out of Chop or Don Michael,
Right, they two
who
good
would you
ones.
pick?
Well, Don Michael's with my sister, so that's cool. But and then Chop is with.
But he was still the only one left.
They by themselves.
For argumentative purposes.
But what I'm
Right.
saying is,
Everybody is
that goes
available.
against the question because the
No, it
question.
doesn't.
No, because I'm saying that either one of them could be with my girl before my enemy. That's the whole point.
No, I know, but who would you pick though?
Who would you want? Who's the
would you want?
perfect guy?
Who's the perfect guy?
Who's the one that you can accept?
Veronica.
No, Don. Hey, Don. I don't think Don. I think she gonna be
Wally, we almost had him. You fucking ruined it. You ruined it.
The fuck on?
It is me.
I'm the perfect. Well, what I will say is, who am I
You know how
more?
y'all
From the
flip
death
this
row.
on me?
Who's more the same? Me and Chop.
Okay.
Exactly. I was going to say that without
can
him.
see that.
Listen,
I can see that.
We're the same.
Without Dev saying that, we already know how Don Michael give it
Michael's
up.
with your sister? Like your real sister?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
No.
But
She's family.
understand that
It's family.
You're understanding like in regards to like compatibility, like how Don Michael. How
Yeah.
Chalk is as an individual.
More like
and
me.
it will work.
Yeah.
Okay. So then at that point, you would have to let Chalk and Connie just go somewhere.
Yo,
You would have to sacrifice.
Yo, we off
She's
this.
funny as hell. She's paying a whole romantic getaway. The honeymoon.
Bullshit.
What island are you sending them off to?
Yo,
They on some bullshit. Yo, listen, y'all in the chat, let us know. Because you gotta pick one and know it's not
it's
a
hard.
and no, it's not a fucking zombie apocalypse like
Yeah.
she tried to make that shit out
Listen,
to
your
be.
best friend or your worst enemy.
Yeah. What we doing?
I don't even got
All
a
right.
friend or I got enemies. Never mind. I don't got no.
I got enemies. Got a lot of enemies.
Everything going back to Drake. Yo, Drake got a bar for everything.
He
don't
really
he?
do.
He do.
Yeah.
Nah, go be with my enemy, and now you an enemy too. Fuck it, it's over.
All right, y'all. We're gonna talk about something else. We're gonna talk about giving up on things too early. A lot of y'all, man, y'all need encouragement. Y'all ever see that fucking it's a very old meme I'm gonna do what Porter be doing. You ever see the meme where it's the dude and he's like digging through a tunnel trying to get the gold?
My favorite
yeah.
meme.
He's turning around the other way, but
Right.
it's like a thin layer and all
Right.
the gold is right there.
And then there's the one where the carrots, there's two carrots. One carrot has a bunch of leaf sticking above the ground where the people think it's a huge carrot. And underground, it's a small
Little
carrot.
John.
But then there's the other carrot that has little leaf and they don't think it's
That's
about
real.
nothing.
Those are some really
There's
good,
also another
good
one
That's
drawings.
like
where
me
it's
when I
like-
meet men.
Yeah.
And it's
There's
like,
another
I
one where it's
got
like first
bamboozled.
place, second
Wait,
place,
what?
and third place, and you know what I mean when you win the Olympics. There's a first place, second place, and a
Yeah.
third place one.
Yeah.
And it like shows like the businessman, this man, and another man, and like all the struggles that they went through underneath. It might be the same one,
Yeah.
to be honest.
But Monica, I mean,
We
what you
gonna
just
look
say,
for it. That
Monica,
sound like some other shit.
I'm gonna show y'all.
We don't
It's
know
first
about
place,
that
second
one.
place, and third place.
We don't know about that
I'm
one.
gonna find it.
Monica,
Wally.
what did you
What's
say?
up?
Y'all made me think of
What
it.
did you say?
Yo, we got Wally dancing downstairs in a TikTok. Wait till you guys see this.
Oh, no,
yeah.
shit. No. What?
What did you just say? You don't want to say it?
I was saying, like, when you get bamboozled, like, you think that, like, he packing and he's not.
Oh, like when the
Illusions. 22 illusions.
The leaves look big. And
Now,
then
well,
you-
that's how we started selling crack. The valves. No,
Or
for
he
real.
just got, like, big-
No.
Wait,
When we first started selling crack, it was illusions, 31s and 27-inch valve caps. But then they had caps that they would sell called illusions, where the 27s actually looked at how the 31s looked. Like it was like because the jar was a little bit more plastic and it was made more hollow, so it would look like more crack was in there. They called them illusions back in the day.
Okay, listen.
Okay.
Crack lessons from Puerto Rico.
Crack lesson 101.
Pyrex, let's go.
But we talking about giving up on things too early. And I want everybody to share maybe something that they might feel as though they gave up on too early. And we're going to go into a further discussion about the importance of not. You know what I'm saying? Anybody got something they gave up on too early?
I think for me, when I was younger, I used to do these like little commercials, like this little mini, I don't want to say acting career, but I was kind of like playing in that area of things and entertainment. My mom used to take me to like different castings and stuff like that. I wish I would have kept doing that on my own. Because as a kid, I always wanted to be like on Barney or, you know, one of those one of those like kids shows.
I was the same way. Shake it
I just saw a mini Wally with some overalls on.
Real Sesame Street. Nah,
I really wanted to do that as a kid, but I don't want to say I fully gave up because, you know, what life can bring us now, like being on a platform like this. But as a kid, I wish I would have really like tapped into that because I've seen a lot of people start off like that. Like, you know, all like the Britney Spears of the world, Selena Gomez, you know, Ariana Grande, like all those people. So, you know, I wish I would have.
My boo would have been lit. My boo would have been lit.
Man, I even
way
did
more
this
lit than you already lit, but.
Dev, I did the Spanish commercial. Well, it was a casting, and I remember it was like this house somewhere in like the Northeast somewhere, and you had to go in this house, and they had me speaking like in Spanish.
You talking about Odalis and AIDS is a killer?
You gave
No. It was like a
I can see you doing them joints though, because your choppy out was
like,
heavy.
I felt like it was a Spanish like food commercial. It was like something like that, and
Did you give them some of your choppy out Spanish?
No, at that time I spoke more Spanish than English.
Oh, you're better now. You was better then than now?
Yeah, I didn't speak English.
Because your shit a little chopped up now.
Yeah, my shit's chopped up now, but when I was a kid, I only spoke Spanish. I asked my mom, like, I would leave the DR for months, come back, didn't know no English. It would have to be, it was always a thing, but man, I wish I would have never gave up on that. But I can still, shout out, you know what? I'm gonna take an offer on, you know, with Kyrie and some of these. I'm scratching my head.
No. Because she might end up butt ass naked for y'all.
You know, we got some sex scenes coming up, but listen, it ain't. For real, we happy that it failed because you're here. No, it's fucked up. No. It's fucked up, but it's real. And it's real. We happy that you failed. For me,
she didn't fail. She didn't even try.
Yeah, y'all can clean it up if y'all want. You're a failure.
You know what? I like that, Porter. Giving up is failing.
Yes.
I like that. Giving up is failing.
We're gonna keep it a G here. We're gonna call it a spade a spade.
Giving up is not failing.
For me, right? For Porter, right? The little drummer boy.
You wish you would have met him with the Connect?
No, I'm the original way before the Connect. Way before the Connect. Please don't mention my fucked up. Like, that shit is traumatizing. I deal with trauma every day over that type shit.
We all deal with trauma.
All right? The plug still come to my house.
All right,
shout to him.
Let's cut it out.
No, I'm just saying, shout to him.
All right.
But that don't mean nothing. That's my friend.
No,
I don't do nothing.
Yeah, all right. Ask the police how they feel.
I don't got nothing to do with nothing. But no, listen, real thing. The little drummer boy. I'm originally the little drummer boy, right? Shout to Morgan Village, because I think for in Bonzo, I think I was doing more acting. But when I got to Morgan Village, the music teacher, if I ain't mistaken, her name was Miss Dunham, right? Shout to all my Morgan Village middle school classmates. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all remember her with the dreads. Beautiful person. I loved her. I was playing the drums. I was in music way before anything. I was a drummer boy, right? And I feel like if I would, because I didn't know then, but God had.
Band?
I was definitely part of the band. Yeah. I was definitely part of several bands, but I probably didn't.
I was too.
I didn't be there a lot. I wasn't like a star band player.
Yo, she cracking the fuck up. Imagining Porta Rich on the drums.
No, but no bullshit. I was the little drummer. No, nigga, I had the drums, drumsticks all the time. Nah.
You ain't never seen him post a picture when he was
regular.
young?
But my thing was no bullshit. Like, because we talking about not giving up, right? And I remember being like the drummer boy to the point where like the teacher, Miss Dunham and them and everybody was like, yo, like, nah, nigga, like, let's go. Keep going. Like, you know some shit. And I just feel like looking back now in hindsight, look, I got the God-given gift of like the little rapping shit, the little poetry shit. And I just feel like with that, if I would have had that along with this, right? Because I love sitting with producers. I love sitting with like a nigga like Don and watch him hit shit, right? On an MPC or the MP3 2000 or whatever. And I just feel like if I would have stayed with that shit would have added another notch to my
I think
music.
that's 100% true.
Line, right?
Yeah,
It's
where
one
like
of the
I would have been like out here like really like on some Porta Rich J. Cole
How you
type
say
shit.
drumline is being the red box version?
Y'all know,
Porta Rich.
listen, y'all know J. Cole. Y'all know J. Cole produced a lot of his shit, and a lot of artists do. Shout to Don Michael, one of our own. Let's use one of our own as an example. Don Michael, right? Produced a lot of his own shit. So I just feel like for me and me thinking about me, if I would have stayed with that and never quit and been equipped with that, with everything else I'm equipped with,
What made you quit though? I'm curious.
the streets.
Yeah, that's what makes people quit. A lot of people quit everything.
The streets. I was loyal to my niggas that was like rioting. We was getting suspended for riots and.
It's really funny that you
Look
said
at
that
that.
you played the drums because I used to play the clarinet.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yo, you seem like a
I used
clarinet
to
one.
play-
I actually just bought a vintage one the other day.
So I actually still have mine, and if you want to know why I quit, it's because my sister used to make fun of me and call me
Those are
Squidward.
nerds.
But that's
wow.
neither, but that's
Oh,
neither here
shit.
nor there. But
Damn, Chelsea.
no, it's foul.
I was also in like a lot of like audition groups growing up, like singing. I was in like concert choir, it was like children's song, where like I would go learn all these songs and we'd go perform in different places. Even in school, outside of school, I always just like sang, and I stopped singing and now my voice isn't where it used to be, but I still be singing in the shower.
What about you, Monica? You quit on something too early?
Please don't say a nigga.
Don't be like,
My nigga, that's how you know she love big and love hard though, because you do big up a lot of piece of shits.
Yo, what you give?
Don't she though, bro?
crazy.
Keep it
She
real.
do,
Don't
she
she though?
do, she
She big up niggas
what
that
you
did
give
her
up
Yo,
fucked
they know
up.
like one person.
What did you give up on to?
Sports.
Just in general, what was it?
It could be. I could have gone either sports, like either
WNBA.
You could've been a-
basketball, flag football is what I really.
You was a real, but you was a
I
real
really-
WNBA.
I really did. I had college offers, everything.
You
That's
should've went.
wild.
I just didn't want to go to school.
Listen, she
Didn't
keeps saying that because the last time I heard, shout to GB and Slice, shout to the
No,
whole
I
Talk
was
Heavy
out.
podcast, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to
was
y'all.
ass.
Y'all following the family. But she definitely been hitting me up like, oh, me, GB, and Slice, we go here to the tournaments. Like, come get your ass bust. And I'm like, yo, like, hold on. First of all, slow down. Like, you a female. Y'all don't move how we
I would
move.
definitely.
we could definitely.
I would definitely
bust your
cross-
ass.
Yeah,
No,
she said
first
she
of
was
all-
shit on you. So listen, we ain't
I
even gotta
would
go.
back her ass down.
We ain't even gotta go through it. If y'all want to see Porta Rich one-on-one with Monica, we could definitely bring that to y'all and find out what the real. And we could put money on the line and everything. But you saying it was basketball?
It was. I wish I wouldn't have stopped flag football. Honestly,
Mm.
that shit got
So, hold
really
on.
big recently.
Oh.
My coaches, they're literally like the head of the NFL league, the National
wow.
National Flag League. I didn't know that I could play past 18.
Hold on, is those the Jones with like your butt
You
out
can
and
get
shit
paid
like
and
that?
everything.
Yeah, they were
No.
short.
I'm not talking about the lingerie league. I'm talking about the National Flag Football League.
But
Like, there's
isn't
a
it the
whole-
one
Yeah,
where
but
the
don't
girls
hate-
wear
but don't
the
hate on the-
equipment, right?
No, that's football. I'm talking
that
about
is
flag
football.
But don't hate on that league. That league is dope.
Oh,
My
one
one
with the
friend,
Bucks.
she's from Mexico.
The one with the
she
League
be
is
she be all
fire.
over. She gets paid for it and everything. Like I really wish I wouldn't have gave up on that.
So hold on, so and it's a female league. It's like an all female.
Yeah.
Oh.
We went to regionals.
What about
we went
you,
to-
Dad?
I mine would have been wrestling. And the reason why is, once again, if you could do a whole bunch of stuff and you get good at a bunch of stuff,
Yeah.
some things gotta go. Porter reminded me that I played the saxophone. I fucking forgot. Like I forgot that I used to play that shit. And if you put a saxophone in my hand now, I couldn't read one thing. But the fact that you used to get that paper, look on it, and be able to play
A,
the
B,
Saints
C,
Go
D.
Marching In or some shit like that is actually
Where
crazy.
you wrestled at?
Pennsauken. So it's like
You wrestled like for the league.
yeah, it's a high school.
High school.
Yeah,
So
it's
what I'm
not a
saying,
league.
did the tight shit have a point in why you quit? Like the shit you had on the
Like,
other
were you
day?
tired of having,
When
like, a meat
when
on
we-
your shoulder?
When we did the
Nah.
Halloween joint,
Nah,
and
because I still do jujitsu. So it's like so
He said
basically.
the meats is still in.
No,
like-
he's like, no, the meat is still here, baby. We ain't never give
when
up on
your
the meat.
when your meats is on Pokemon.
So it's like
Gotta
no,
catch 'em all.
I never. Everybody got to wear a singlet. So that part don't matter.
Nah.
The thing about it was I was doing it in the 90s, and in the 90s I didn't know what could happen with it. So it's like I draw, I do music, and I wrestle. What can I do with wrestling besides like the biggest thing back then was like, yo, I could go to the Olympics if I was to dedicate my life to this and get nice. But then what?
Right.
Because pro wrestling isn't wrestling. That's like a performance. That's not the same as collegiate wrestling.
Yo, I just had a debate about that in Chicago. And this girl's like, professional wrestling. And he's like, okay, so The Rock? And she was like, no, like professional wrestling. He said, okay, Stone Cold Steve Austin? And she was like, no, like professional. And it took somebody else to be like, you mean like Olympic? And she was like, what's the difference?
Yeah. It's the term. It shouldn't be like that, but professional wrestling is the performance one, not the other one.
You think a gay man made your guys' uniforms? Because you know how they say like the men, they made like our uniforms?
It's simple. Your stuff has to be tight because or else you would just grab people by their collar. You wouldn't. It wouldn't be about the techniques.
Why is it so low cut?
It'd be like the face mask of wrestling.
You can easily grab somebody's top. You can
like if you grabbing. So like in jiu-jitsu, we wear gis. That's to simulate clothing. When I see a person with a hoodie on, my whole time I'm thinking I will fucking kill you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so much for me to grab on, strangle you with. It's so much there. You got a better chance if you fighting with your shirt off. Because it's nothing for me to grab. You gotta really grab the neck and get these. You gotta do all your locks yourself. But with clothes on, you look at how much space is underneath your ankle on your pants right there. Ankle pick you, grab you by your ankle, and have you on your ass in 2 seconds. You feel what I'm saying? So you get to simulate that with the gi on. But when you take the gi off, the more athletically talented people usually strive because it's nothing. It's all speed. It's nothing to grab onto. So that's why they wore the fucking tight outfits, Monica. It wasn't for nothing gay. That's what you're trying to turn it into.
I love when Dev break that shit down because for real, that shit is like real life. Like I think about that shit because I'm
and
a
like
nigga.
me just knowing that, even though I have no training in it, like if I were to get in a fight in a real world, I could be like, oh, Dev reminded me that she got a hoodie on. I could strangle him like this, or I could do this.
Not only that, but when it's being used against you, you gotta kind of like go ahead and like I feel like it might be a certain point where you want to just go ahead and get it off you.
Right.
If you
Somebody
see
trying to
people
fight me like quick.
grabbing a certain piece.
So before, if I saw a person take their shirt off when they was getting into a fight, I look at it like, a lot of them is just doing it to feel tough. They're not even thinking about it. But it actually is a good idea because having stuff to grab and collars and shit, make it worse. But what I wanted to say was, when I was a kid, UFC and MMA wasn't a real big thing. So you didn't think I want to keep wrestling because I want to do this in the future. It wasn't a thing. The generation that came after me, they wrestled straight into it. Wrestling all the way through school, jiu-jitsu, mixed martial arts, put it all together, and them niggas went and made careers for that. But me, I chose to do the music and the art thing, and it still paid off. So when I say I gave up on it, I kind of just put overdrive into other things that is my career right now. You know what I'm saying? Right. But you always going to think about like, what would it would have been like if I would have put, time into this or time into that. But I definitely suggest that I want to tell people that consistency is very, very important. You have to be consistent in whatever you're doing.
100%.
You know what I mean? Motherfuckers think, you know how many people come to our studio as fucking customers and they give themselves like a year window to get on and rap and shit like that. Like they think that it's going to be like a speedier thing. Like, oh, my man got fire beats and I know how to rap. Once I lay this down, bro, it's
actually like setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
A lot of times we do that. We paint these windows and these limits. We put limits on ourselves when actually you should be like really like the proper thing to do is expect the best and hope for the best and expect the worst.
Yeah.
Right? And when you think like that, and then who gives up? Like who gives up? Shit could happen on your fucking fourth quarter, right? On your last minute, it could fucking rocket for you. So it's like, again, finding what you love, passionate shit, and you'll probably see
it was important. He brought up fourth quarter. Don't put up your own shot clock.
Yeah.
People always do this shit. Like people have these fantasies in their head, man. I'm talking about customers. Because people don't understand that this building that we're in right now also records people's studio time, things like that. People will have these ideas in their head, like I got my album got to drop on this day. But it's not like a label's waiting on it. It's just something they made up in their head. You don't have to be on anybody's timeline. Yeah. Like it don't have to work like that. And just because sometimes waiting on something to be perfect isn't right either. You don't have this particular producer or this, but look how much music out there makes it that don't have the greatest producer in the world or things like that.
Or even what's his name, Lil Yachty. Remember, just recently, like one of his tracks got leaked, right? And it wasn't fully like cut yet, and it's literally now playing on the radio raw like that. So it's just like it doesn't matter if it's not good, if it's not perfect. There's people out there that's literally putting music out there that's not that great.
Look at rappers that got better. Look at a dude like Jim Jones. Like I'm talking about like Jim Jones right now, lyrically, the way he rap, he's phenomenal. Right. But when he first started, a lot of people was like, nah, bro, he the weak link, this, that, and the third. Jeezy, I feel like when Jeezy got super nice at rapping, people start liking him less. Like he was basic in the beginning, and then by the recession, it was like, oh, this nigga talking.
I honestly think since we talk about rappers and shit like that, Jim Jones definitely had like some heat like going crazy up into that Dipset shit. I feel like, and don't get me wrong, I just keep it in real. Like my opinion, right? I love Jim Jones. I love Dipset. Jim Jones was on fire up into the verses. When they let Jadakiss stick the fork in them, it got like a little different. But what I like right now is that Nas, one of the greatest legends of all time, right? And you know, we ain't tripping. We already know 21 Savage talking crazy, but shout to 21 Savage. But Nas, you can't speak on shit like this. Like this shit, that I just feel like Nas is like the greatest example of like somebody who we seen 20 years ago come in the game on fire, and still now to this day is like on fire, and like
Nas didn't come in the game 20 years ago on fire. He came in the game more like 30 years ago on fire, bro. Right. Literally.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Like,
but
92?
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. Like again, everybody else that we've named and we've mentioned here is legendary people. But like, just to be able to do this shit now, this nigga done dropped King Disease 1, King Disease 2. We on 3. Him and Hit Boy doing what they doing. And the people tapping in. I just feel like
what I think too, though? What
big
happens
major
a
love.
lot too, like, and a lot of people say that about Jay-Z. Back then, like he was way ahead of his time on things that he was talking about. So there's times where like people would be like, oh, but at that time, like, oh, he talking some bullshit. Like this album was trash. But then now when they listen to it, like he's speaking some shit. But it's just like sometimes your time might not be for that moment. And you gotta wait for your time to shine, basically.
And listen,
so sometimes it could be something you've invented and it might not be for that moment then, but 10 years later, it might be a hit. And it might be like, damn, but like it took a
wasn't ready for it. Listen, that makes all the sense in the world because both the people that we just named, that I just named, like when he named Jim Jones, I brung in Nasir. And when you think about both of the like most recent, latest like, you know, success that they've been having, like it was actually at different points, right? And either one of them could have it because they both like older artists that have been out. When Jim Jones dropped the El Capo shit went through the roof. Like the only thing was to talk about was like Jim Jones. Like, yo, this shit is amazing. And I just feel like it's like we at the same point. That's what you're right. I feel like when it's your time. Yeah. You know what I mean? When it's your time, when it's meant for you to do what you're supposed to do.
And your time too, once you're on, right? Because we're gonna get into another thing I want to ask, but once you're on, and this is, I don't want it to only be about famous people or shit in entertainment. I don't give a fuck what you're doing. You might design sprinkler systems. You might, and you work at a job and people always want like, oh, the old nigga need to get out the way for the new niggas or whatever. No, you don't. You don't have to get out of the way for nobody. You do shit as long as you want to. I see people telling people to give up on stuff that are still successful at it. It makes no sense. Like if you telling Floyd Mayweather stop boxing, why? Why would he? He's older, so he's going to take different fights. He doesn't need to go in there with the crazy young lion. He's living in reality. He's saying, bro, I'm 45, 46, whatever years old. That kind of goes
back to when we were talking about Tom Brady.
And we got to keep in mind the temperature of the universe that we live in. We're at a time where I feel as though back in the day, we probably wouldn't have seen a Muhammad Ali or a Mike Tyson having the fights that Floyd Mayweather is taking right now. But we're in a time where like people just want to see competitions. Yeah. People are enthusiastic. If you say he's the greatest in China, and we say he's the greatest over here, and we can set it up and it
Why
makes
not?
sense, why not?
That's like saying a person shouldn't Genuine shouldn't dance no more and perform because he can't dance the way he did. So what?
Yo, that shit was funny.
But I'm just saying, but why would a nigga just stay home and not get a check and not go out there and do it to the best? It's still nostalgia in it.
Right.
Some people be like, I didn't get to go to those Floyd fights, but I got to go to this one. I didn't get to go to the one back then when I was this age, but I could go now. I want them to fight any of them niggas, Jake Paul, whoever the fuck.
Or some people still want to give those people their flowers while they're here before they, unfortunately, people pass, and now everybody's like, oh, I love their music. I wish I could have got to see them in concert. Well, guess what? This man's older. He's not as good as he once was, but guess what? You got to see him and give him his flowers while he was still here before he left.
Yeah.
So that's another thing too.
I ain't gonna hold you. One person that's like, I mean, it's not in relative to this topic necessarily, but like Usher. Like Usher's like,
Oh no, he on another level though.
But the thing is like he is going back showcasing his older music because he feels as though like it didn't really get
the justice it deserved back then.
Right. And like now people are really appreciating he's able to showcase what he wants to showcase.
I feel like and that could be his opinion. I feel like his music definitely did get the credit it was supposed to get, and he was and still is that nigga. I believe that, but what I do believe is that people forget sometimes how dope people were. It's the same way that people act about Eminem. They literally act like this nigga wasn't like, nobody wanted to rap against him. The nigga's movie was phenomenal. He was a superstar, all of that. But when they talk about him now, they kind of talk about him more like, oh, he's just that white boy that got on because he was white and he was all right.
What?
Like, but that's how people kind of be talking about him. It's like, no, he was really that guy. Usher was definitely that guy, still that guy. And now he's singing and dancing on skates. I'm like, this dude is crazy.
I feel like he's like not aging. I feel like Usher is just ageless and he will always be.
He's a skinger. He's a skinger.
He's always a hit.
He skates and sings. He's a skinger.
Usher started really young, like 12.
He was little.
11 years old. Like these are people that, and for him to still be able to do what he's doing at the age right now.
And maybe he didn't give up on Chili when he was 12, and that's why he bagged her when he was like 20 something.
Yeah.
That might have
Because
been
she definitely knew him when he was a little kid, but
Chili, everybody loved Chili.
Chili was like, even Floyd wanted that joint. Bad.
Oh, I do.
What's her first name?
I remember that. Huh?
What's her first name?
You don't know who Chili is?
Speaking of
Hey, yo.
It's over.
We're doing the show.
Hey, yo.
Wait, TLC?
You don't know?
Yes.
Yo. Monica is from another fucking planet. Real quick.
She might as well be
just to settle your minds, because we got people, at the brink of quitting. You saying I've been doing this for this long and I ain't getting no results. Or the results aren't coming fast enough for you. You know what I'm saying? If you want to stick to your guns, stick to your guns. There's a lot of people out there, some of the rappers that you see, they were new to you. And they always make it look like the rapper just came on the scene and start rapping.
No,
and I know a lot of niggas lie. I know niggas that lie and act like, nah, I mean, I ain't really no rapper. Like, nigga, you really been rapping for 12 years, nigga. I remember you rapping. I rapped with you in the back of Stockton Station. You lying. You do too rap. But they'll make it like I ain't even really was on this rap shit. Like,
trying
I just
to make
started,
it seem like they were hotter than they are.
Well, it's just that it's this thing where people feel like if it took a long time, it can't be as good. Yeah. It's a better story to say, honestly, I went in the studio with my man. I laid something down. That shit just went, feel me? No, it's not always like that. Wally, do you got some people that you could tell the people at home were people that are now legends in all kinds of, in their own right?
Inspire
that didn't get there until later on.
So let's speak about one person that we all know, Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay.
He's been in a lot of movies.
More movies than anybody, I think.
Right. But he got, before landing like his award-winning role at age 43 in Spike Lee's Jungle Fever, it took him years. 43, he finally landed a role in Jungle Fever. 43 years old. Another person, Taraji P. Her story, I think she didn't get her first role till her mid-late 30s, to be honest.
There's no way she that old and baby boy.
Yep.
Word?
Nah, she was.
She didn't get her first role till her early mid-30s. 100%. She talks about it a lot.
Okay.
She's another one. And even another one we could talk about all the time is Tyler Perry.
Oh, yeah.
We already know his story. We know him being homeless, all these things, and him just having the idea and the vision that he had, and now he's created a whole fucking empire.
That's amazing.
And then Steve Harvey.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Another one.
I got one, too.
I love listening to him.
Judge Judy.
It's probably millions and more out there.
Judge
for real,
Judy,
for real.
it took her, I think she made it in her 50s, 60s, being on TV and actually holding the court. And I remember she had this, like, really popular interview that was on Instagram, and it was very inspirational because she was like, don't ever give up. Don't ever say you can't make it, because if you can't make it in your 20s, you'll make it in your 30s. If you don't make it in your 30s, you can make it in your 40s. If you don't make it in your 40s, you can make it in your 50s. She was like, look at me.
Yep.
So that's how I always remember that one.
That's ill, because when I think about something like that, that literally gives me inspiration, and I'm doing well, but I'm thinking like, I'm thinking about, yo, this nigga was a year older than I am right now, Samuel L. Jackson, and look how much career left, because I've been watching him since I was a little fucking kid.
Yeah, and even the other guy, what's his name?
crazy.
Steve Carell, the dude from The
Yeah,
Office.
yeah.
He didn't start doing that until he was 42.
Are you serious? Some of these,
The Office
how
until
old
he
are these people then? Damn, these
Oh my
niggas must
God.
be old as shit.
Did you see Steve Carell in the Patient? Now he looks so different.
Oh, see,
And his acting has gotten 10 times more better. When he did The Office and all that other stuff, it was a little quirky, a little comedian. But if you watch him in the series called The Patient, when I tell you, I don't even recognize this man. His skills is 10 times better, don't look the same, and it's just crazy how versatile he is.
That's live.
He did really, really good on the show. Anybody got like Apple TV? It's a show called The Morning Show. Yeah,
I heard
I
of
keep
it.
hearing about it. I keep hearing about
If you get the opportunity, watch that show. Him and Jennifer Aniston did a hell of a fucking job.
You gotta get through like the first couple episodes too,
the
because
first
it's
couple
kind of
episodes,
boring.
it starts
but
off a little slow, but it
Yeah.
gets really, really good.
It is
But
good.
the guy from McDonald's, Ray Kroc, it said he spent his career as a milkshake device salesperson before buying McDonald's at age 52.
Yeah, he was a crook ass nigga. So you could, even y'all grimy niggas, a lot of grimy niggas blow up when they older.
Even
I
you
know.
can make
I
it.
know personally.
He said, I know personally.
A lot of grimy niggas get their money when they older.
But we gotta understand, like,
my camera.
a lot of people don't understand the struggle that people went through. And even when it comes to music, like, there's so many people, like, I don't know if anybody watches are big on, like, the Love and Hip Hop franchises, but there's this artist, this Jamaican reggae artist, well, she does dancehall music. Her name is Spice.
Oh, I love her.
But
Not
I
Ice
remember-
Spice.
No. Her name
Just
is Spice.
Spice.
I'm just checking
but-
because we've been hearing a
it's
lot
not
about
her.
Ice Spice.
We're not talking about Ice Spice. We're talking about Spice, who is Grammy nominated. Shout out to her.
Yeah,
Real
original.
season.
What I love about her is I remember Yandy talking about it on the show, because Yandy comes from Violator days back in the day. She said, she was like, yo, back then I used to see Spice in these hallways hustling, trying to get on, and now it's 2022? And now she's finally getting the recognition. So yo, keep pushing, keep doing whatever you gotta do. Even though you got all those no's back in the day.
Yeah.
Hey,
Today,
real-
And then, hold on, it only take one yes, y'all.
Real
One
quick.
yes.
And then what Kris Jenner always says, if you get one no for someone, you're talking to the wrong person.
Real
Right.
quick,
Yeah,
was
that's a good one to know.
you said Yandy was part of like Violator and things like
Yeah.
that, like the Violator, like the infamous Violator,
Yeah,
Chris
back in the
Lighty,
day, yeah.
Chris Lighty, like the
Lighty,
record label.
all of that. She used to work for them.
Oh, well, shout
so
to
you
Yandy.
gotta
Shout
think
to
about
Yandy.
it. Back then, you seeing these different artists that are big now, but you know these people used to roam these hallways. They was trying to get on. They were going back then. You would go to record labels and try to give your demo tape. You know how that was back in the day.
I was kind of just happy to hear it because my DJs.
They hustled harder back
shout
in the
to
day.
DJ,
Look at where they are.
Shout to DJ Super. Shout to DJ Reds. They violated DJs.
Yeah,
and
and-
these are my family. Rest in peace, Chris Lighty, Busta Rhymes, Noriega, and everything that's come from this special thing. Violators, right? Special hip hop thing of ours. And shout to Yandy because I didn't know. That's why I asked.
That's how she got. What's the other lady that was part of Violator? She's part of the Love and Hip Hop franchise too. Mona Scott.
Mona.
Scott. So she used to actually intern for Mona and then became her assistant or something like that. But that's how she got involved. But when I heard that story, it just, and hearing Spice's story, shout out to her. I know I keep but it just shows all the hard work and dedication she did to finally become Grammy nominated. You got to just stick to your guns. It took years for her.
Now some of the names y'all mentioned, like for real, is like they are the amazing stories. Like, and don't get me wrong, we might be missing a few because it be people like.
I mean, there's a billion. There's a
more than
million.
Right. We only know the stories from kind of like our culture, or like things that we tapped into, tuned into, right? But there's a billion other people of different cultures and different things that we ain't tapped into, where motherfuckers made it at 40, 50, 60, whatever.
I think there's even an age for the average person that becomes a millionaire is closer to 50 years old.
Yeah,
years old.
Right.
So it's not. Don't get fucked up looking at Instagram and seeing people balling and everything. Don't get it fucked up. The truth is the truth.
Yep.
You got time.
Yeah.
And you got time. You got shit to work on. I want to get into a was hot now is not before we get up the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Who want to start off today? Look, this nigga raised his head like a fucking bad kid.
Cause y'all don't be letting me talk. Lately, y'all been cutting me off. Y'all been hogging the rock.
We gotta give you a taste of your medicine.
You know what I'm
sometimes.
gonna do? I'm gonna start coming here on my AI shit. AI knew he would knock a lot of them shots down, so he took them. I'm gonna start jumping in on you niggas.
All right, go ahead, Porter. Go.
Here go my first one. I'm jumping in. Nah, but no bullshit. I think
Wally's
Icy's.
face.
I think homemade Icy's was hotter than where we at now.
Homemade what?
I think everybody homemade
Was
Icy's.
really a limbe.
Limbe for the Spanish people, but I
Yeah,
didn't want to say
come
that
on,
because this
really.
is a universal answer.
Icy's a look, but go ahead. Icy's
I'll
more
get-
like slushy.
No, it ain't.
Again, Icy's is just English.
How should we do
Limbe
this
is
for
just
slushy?
Spanish. I just wanted to keep.
Icy. When you buy an Icy, where do you buy Icy from?
A Slurpee?
Icy?
Yeah.
Icy is a fucking joint you go to.
7-Eleven.
No, fuck
Wawa.
that.
Hold on.
No, that's
That's a white
no,
thing.
that's
We
a
call it
brand.
Icy.
No, that's a brand.
Yeah.
That's a brand. Icy is a fucking cup of Kool-Aid with extra sugar
Thank
in
you.
it. That's frozen solid
Thank
in a
you.
plastic cup.
We spelled.
okay.
Listen,
Icy's the one you spray.
Listen, down
in the
down
hood.
south they call frozen cups.
Oh, you mean like
In
an
the
Italian
hood,
ice?
in the hood, in my
I don't
hood,
know.
I don't know if it was because they couldn't spell
dead.
or just because it had extra sugar in it, but they spelled it with 2 E's. It was Icy, and
Because it was Icy.
No,
I just feel like
It was talking about the Icy. There's a company called Icy.
Icy.
yeah, but they stole. I think we was first. I swear to God, I think the ghetto was before them.
I never knew that people made that at home.
What?
I know, like,
Oh my god, my mom
Man.
bought us a machine.
They
You
used
could
to
put
be
ice in
25
it.
cents.
Yo, most
you could crank
listen,
it.
Listen, y'all. Let me tell y'all something, right? A quick lesson. Most of everything that's out right now, that's like a household brand and a thing of like popularity, came from small shit that somebody started in their house.
I agree.
And like Icy is just one of them, and that's why I made it to what's hot, what's not, because now we rely on the corner
made it?
store. We got it. We made it. We made it. And I feel like right now we rely on like the corner store now because they made shit so simplistic, so microwave ever for us. When actually, and we don't even know what they putting in shit. When we made like Dev said, when we used to make the Icies at home,
You knew everything that was going in it.
come on, and it was actually just the good old Kool-Aid that we would sip with dinner.
That's
That was
nasty.
being no, it wasn't that.
That's
You must
so
have had nasty Kool-Aid
Yo, when
I
when
never
You
really
wasn't
had
putting enough
Kool-Aid.
sugar in
when
it.
you was coming out. Who made your
I don't
Kool-Aid?
think we
So-
never made Kool-Aid.
Yeah, because,
I'm
well,
gonna
what was
say
it?
this.
What's wrong with
Icy,
it?
the company, was started in 1958. Most likely, they had their name. What probably happened is niggas had frozen cups
Right.
and start calling them shits Icy's because Icy, the brand, was probably popular. That's what I will say. And then, but they are two different things. One is like a slush thing, and the other thing is what me and Porter's talking about, and that's the ice cup that you gotta fucking, you trying to bite into.
Or you remember you pop it and you flip it and you get the bottom part.
Yeah. We used to do all of that.
Yeah.
But they are different things.
And one
Yeah.
time,
No,
and one
next-
time before we leave to the next person, let's big up Puerto Ricans. We took it over. We took it over. We was the Lean Bay Kings.
Nah, first of all,
right?
we didn't take anything over. That's something that originated from the island. Don't get it fucked up.
Talk to us.
Don't get it fucked up.
I ain't saying you
We
might be right.
originated
Talk to
that
us.
shit from the, from
You
the
original
island.
though.
The black
Y'all are
man
real.
got-
Wait.
the black man-
Because we had
The black
piraguas.
man-
We had piraguas
Hold on,
that
fuck
we would
that.
just
Hold on,
black
first off,
man
get
got
the
a
fuck
problem
outta here.
with that. He like, hold up.
Motherfuckers
Because
think.
they had ice. That's what they're saying.
Y'all
Nah,
listen.
nah,
Motherfuckers think they
It
was
was
the
hot.
I'm not even saying we were the first.
The Alaskans probably was the niggas. It was hot as shit over these niggas talking about they invented some ice shit.
No. I'm not even
The
saying
fuck?
we invented it. But we come here and create the the word lean
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
No,
And to be honest, a lot of my homies, I ain't gonna hold you. I gotta give it to the Puerto Ricans and like the Latino gang, because a lot of my homies, they was black. I grew up in the black neighborhood, and they used to just take Kool-Aid and pour it in the ice tray, and then they'd like make like the same shit, but like a different style of it. You know what I mean? So it was the same shit.
But that shit was popping. It was a quarter, and
Yep,
I would go to this one house so many times in one day.
Yeah.
It was like in and out that joint, double cup, go back, knock on the door, and they would have them shits lined up in a freezer.
How many flavors did they have?
Usually it would only be probably like 3.
See, you probably went to the black spot.
Right.
You were supposed to go to the Puerto Ricans.
If you went to the Puerto Rican,
they got 15 flavors.
She had coconut, she had bancha, she
Yeah,
had
yeah.
mango,
The Spanish
she had
fruits,
cherry,
everything,
she had it all.
No
Yo,
bullshit.
matter of fact, down the street, not far from here at all, like where fucking, it used to be D's ice cream and all that. I know y'all niggas ain't from Camden, but basically it was more the soft Jones. They used to put a whole tent outside. See, back in the day, this could be a was hot. No, it's not. Didn't even plan on it.
Right.
Doing shit without permits.
Oh,
Nobody gave a fuck.
Hell no.
Back in
Lemonade
the day,
stands and shit.
back in the
That's
day,
why kids ain't outside doing lemonade stands no more.
yeah, back in the
Karens.
day, you could just fucking set up shop on the street and nobody fucking bothered you. You could go to the mall. I sold 3,500 CDs in the mall, walking around selling them
Niggas used to
shits.
always have CDs.
I mean,
You basically
all them
saying
niggas.
what's hot was minding your business, and now it's not.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's like that not being hot.
Yeah.
Fuck this up, because you used to be able to literally get your hustle on outside, and no one gave a fuck
at all. But you know what was another what's hot now is not from back in the day? Remember when kids had bikes, we used to put our quarter juices in the back to make it sound like a dirt bike?
Yo, nigga, you late as hell. Yo, you wasn't here last.
She missed the episode.
You wasn't here.
That was recent.
Yo, no, you wasn't here a couple weeks ago. That was already brought up.
No.
That was Dominique Janelle was there.
It's extra bad for her because she obviously.
That means you didn't watch the
She wasn't
episode.
here.
That
No,
means she
you wasn't
wasn't
here.
here.
No.
Donna, you want to know that?
But you ain't watch you
No.
ain't watch what we
She ain't
aired
watch our
yesterday.
show.
I didn't watch the whole
So
thing.
Wally said, I ain't
Because
on
they
the
in the
show.
comments talking about that.
Wally said Dominique Janelle sitting in my place. Fuck that, I ain't watching that shit. And now she coming.
That's not necessarily true.
No. But it's crazy because they actually the people that actually tapped into the episode that we had when you wasn't here, and it's crazy that we talked about that. That was my what's hot.
It was.
What's not when we used to take quarter juices, stick them in the back of the brakes, and turn it into a dirt bike because we had dirt bike fetishes.
Right.
We wished that was a
All right,
motorcycle.
I don't know if fetish is
Too far.
But listen, in the comments they
All
did
right, I'm
say.
gonna have to pick another one.
In the comments they did say, shout to Dom. We love Dom. Dom is Money Lovers family team. Make sure y'all look for Money Lovers. But they said they think you and Dom
Ooh,
will
I
make
got
a
one.
crazy like on the episode together. That's what some of the
I
comments were
thought you
saying.
about to say.
I thought you was about to say
thought
some
they
wild,
about to go
crazy.
No, goofy shit. But a lot of people in the chat was
It's
like,
always
yo,
goofy shit
okay,
here.
Dom replaced it Wally this week. Like, nah, that's fine. We
So
love
they
her.
said they gonna replace you.
They said what's
First of all,
hot.
it's
It was
time
Wally.
out.
I love my-
The
I
word
love my
replacement.
babies.
They said
There's
Wally
no-
was the what's hot, now it's not.
Let's time out on the replacement. No one replaced me. No one replaced me. There was a guest here covering
Yes.
due to my absence.
Yes. Let me get can I get one from you?
Oh, absolutely. All right. So I'm not sure if we've ever mentioned this before, but when you were younger as a kid, you used to love going to the movie theaters. Going to the movie theaters was a treat. Nowadays, I feel like people don't go to the movies as much as I feel like I'd want to because people just wait at home to stream that shit.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, it was
Like,
stream.
I don't care if the biggest movie's coming out. I can buy it for $24.99 on my TV right now and have 20 people in my house. Make them all give me $1 if I really
Damn, that's fucked up.
No, if I really need it that bad, which I probably don't, we could all pack up in here and watch the movie for cheaper than going to the movies.
It's a little different experience, though. You know what I mean?
It is, and
I don't like packing
I
and
want to
watching
be
shit.
able to go to the movies, but I feel like a lot of people these days just like when you walk into the movie theater, you don't get that buzz that you used to get. I used to walk into a movie theater and you could feel the energy and so
That's
many
true.
people.
Well, listen,
like,
that's true.
You
Listen,
walk into a movie theater now and it's like a dead zone.
If you want to feel the fucking feel, come to the. I think Money Lovers is setting up a third fucking premiere. And I think I know it's worth it. We already had 2 sold out show, half a sold out show.
And they added Monica in the movie butt naked.
Monica,
here's
listen.
mine.
All right, go ahead, Monica.
Poking on Facebook. Yeah, you know how popular that shit was?
I hated
That's
that
a
thing.
great
Like,
one,
don't
though.
touch me. Don't poke me.
So poked you, and then you just poke each other back, literally like just back and forth,
I
back
thought
and
that was
forth.
the dumbest thing that
That was
really
kind of
is.
smart.
It was, but it was just like, you know how if you like somebody, let me poke them. Like,
I think they just gave it the wrong
They
name.
was giving creep
Because when
vibes.
I poke you, I want to poke for real. Like, so it's...
So you gave it the wrong name.
I'm getting
They
the
gave it the right name.
No, I didn't. They did.
they gave
But
it
you
the
wouldn't
right
even
name.
do it with
If
your
they would've
friends.
knew what the hood
just back and
represents.
forth. It was literally pointless and meaningless.
Yeah, I thought poking always was like you wanted to fuck, but
But why are you waiting? So I just said the same
that's what I'm
shit,
saying.
bro.
No, I'm just saying they gave it
Porter
the right
was
name.
me. Porter
No,
was me.
I just
hating.
Yeah, you
I
said it
was
gave the
hating.
wrong name.
I was
Mad
hating.
aggressive.
All right, so yeah, so that's it, y'all. We about the motherfucking. We got the fucking wheel out. We got the fucking wheel out.
And y'all got Big Trick Daddy. Trick Daddy. Trick
Yo,
Daddy.
what is
I'm
going
about
on?
to make my way
Yo,
to
did you see the way
to
you
the
slid
strip
down the
club
couch?
over there. Yeah.
freak ass bull.
Freak bull.
All right, so Wally, you talking us out. Porta Rich knows his
Yeah.
job. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You ready?
Y'all ready?
Let's hold on. Why is your voice like that? Yo, why is your voice like that? All right, let's get a spin on the mother wheel. Yo, spin
Y'all
that
already
motherfucker.
know
What the
y'all
fuck?
gotta like, subscribe, tune in every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. And what it is?
I don't know what it is.
Why you gotta put your butt on me?
Let's go. We on all cameras, nigga. What did they talk about, man?
You're not even recording. Hold on. Let me know when you ready.
What? What the fuck is going on?
Damn.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Y'all smacking me with the money. Every Tuesday, 9 p.m. The Devinwade Show with your girl Walesca D, Devinwade, Sin City, Monica Mulatto, and you already know our man.
Look, Wally Kim. Wally Kim. Get it, Wally. Go, Wally. Get in there, Wally. Wally about to fall over. Listen, y'all. Wally's camera skills is trash today. We need Gay Wally to come back. But listen, y'all, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all subscribe, make sure y'all do everything we need y'all to do to push this thing to the next level. And make sure y'all hit that thanks button for everybody in the whole cast. We up out of here, y'all. Peace.